Good morning. Today I will be demonstrating how to make banana muffins. It is an easy way to salvage old bananas and a healthy snack option to have on hand in your house. Even if you have no baking experience, after watching this demonstration, you will surely be able to conquer this recipe. Not only that, there are so many variations that can make this recipe a healthy snack option for you. So let's get started. You first of all want to make sure that you have all of your ingredients. You'll want to have bananas, flour, sugar, salt, baking powder, butter, eggs, and milk. You also have options such as chocolate chips, cinnamon, or almonds. You also want to make sure you have muffin pans with the papers, as well as mixing bowls. So let's begin. Here I have mixed up 4 bananas. I've peeled them, I've mashed them, and I've beaten them to the point where they are almost completely liquid. Once you've beaten them enough, you'll want to go ahead and set these aside. First, we'll be mixing our dry ingredients. Here in this bowl, I've placed our flour. This recipe calls for 3 cups of flour. I went ahead and substituted 1 of the cups for whole wheat flour, a very healthy idea. Next, we have our sugar, 1 1/3 cup. I went ahead and pre-measured the sugar and added more around 1 cup rather than 1 1/3 cups, just because I like to add a little less for the healthier option. Next, we'll go ahead and add our 1/2 teaspoon of salt, making sure to sprinkle it across the bowl. And lastly, for our dry ingredients, we have our baking powder, 3 teaspoons. Once you've added all the ingredients, you'll want to go ahead and mix them all together. It may take a couple of minutes to mix, and make sure that you've mixed all the ingredients and it's fully blended. Now that we've done that, we'll go ahead and set that aside. And those bananas that we've set aside, go ahead and grab those. Now we'll begin to mix our moist ingredients. Here I have pre-melted 1 cup of butter. Next, I have beaten 2 eggs. And lastly, for our dry ingredients, I have 1/2 cup of milk. You'll want to go ahead and mix all of your dry ingredients until they are fully blended. Once your dry ingredients are fully blended, you can go ahead and add them to your dry ingredients. Make sure you have a big enough bowl. And mix. You'll want to continue mixing until they're fully blended. Then you have the option of adding your optional ingredients, like I said earlier. Here I have some cinnamon, which I'll just sprinkle in over the top. And next I have some chocolate chips. The recipe calls for 1.5 cups of chocolate chips, but here I have more like 1/2 cup of chocolate chips, which I'll sprinkle in. Like I said, I like to avoid the sweets as much as possible. So once your ingredients are fully blended, you'll want to fetch your muffin tins with the papers. Here I have our pans and our muffin papers. Go ahead and place them in until all of the slots are filled. Then you can take your spoon and fill each muffin paper until it is about halfway full, keeping in mind that as they bake they will expand. And make sure that you fill each and every individual paper with the same amount of mixture. Once you've filled all of your papers, you can go ahead and place it in the oven at 350 degrees for approximately 32 minutes. Now, I've done this recipe a few times and I have found that it takes a few minutes longer than 32 minutes, so approximately 36 minutes.